What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. Today we're going to be revisiting one of my favorite decks right now, which is the Continuous Spell Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings deck that I have been messing around with. Been messing around with a lot of different builds and versions of this, but we're gonna be focusing on today my favorite one so far, which is of course the Koa'ki Meiru version. Why wouldn't that be my favorite one? Why? Miracle Fertilizer? No, that's dumb. No. Heroes? No. Koa'ki Meiru, okay? Of course, the continuous spell in question with the Koa'ki Meiru engine is going to be Core Transport Unit, which we use to get to the Iron Core of Koa'ki Meiru, and then after we do that, it just kind of sits around on the field as another continuous spell to use with Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings. Now, so the rest of the lineup here is, of course, we're still on the Crystal Beasts. I think there's a lot of acceptable ratios here. I think 3 Pegasus, 1 Topaz, or 1 whatever is acceptable. I think even 2 Pegasus you could potentially do if you really need room for stuff. You could even do the cursed 3 Pegasus, no Topaz. It's like not terrible, you know. It's like whatever. And then on top of that, we still got that volcanic engine, of course, with the shells. It just like I don't know. Sometimes I take the shells out because it feels like there's not enough synergy. Sometimes I put them back in. In this build, I think they're pretty good because Core Transport Unit requires you to pitch things, and Koa'ki Meiru Ice is still in here, and that also requires you to pitch things. So it's just like discard fodder for your stuff. For the Koa'ki Meiru Core, we of course have the Iron Cores, the Core Transport Unit, the Urnite, which is your good one or whatever. You get this with Iron Core, you get a free special one of these guys from deck, and then we're just on 1 Guardian, 1 Crusader, 1 Ice as the three targets that we're going to be bringing out with the Urnite. And then Summoner Monk, I've decided Summoner Monk's just pretty solid in this deck. I kind of like having it because like you have the whole, you just plus and add the accelerator to your hand, and then you just like do the same thing where you add like Iron Core to your hand and you just pitch it, and you can get like Rocket and add 1, or you can get Pegasus, get another continuous spell, or you can get Urnite and then reveal Iron Core. Like there's just a lot of different options that you have with Summoner Monk, so I think it's good to play. And then Grand Mole, I don't know, I just had like a random one-off spot that I wanted to put a problem solver in, and Grand Mole's pretty good for that. Plus, it's a rock for Guardian if you ever get it to your hand at the same time as you're summoning Guardian, so that's something else. Still on the Burden of the Mighty, of course, the most important continuous spell in here. It makes it so Dragon Queen actually hits over stuff. And then just Typhoon. I am not on Heavy in the main anymore. I'm not on True Nade in the main either. A lot of people are saying I should play that, and it just like seems pretty mid, so I don't know. Unless you're playing some like Miracle Fertilizer thing, maybe I could see it in there, but in here I don't really like it. And then we're on these 7 traps. I wish we had room for more defense. The build it just feels so tight. Like you need a certain number of normal summons, you need a certain number of continuous spells, and you gotta have defensive lineup as well. So it does feel like there's a lot of competing stuff for space in here. But yeah, this is basically, I mean, side deck we got standard stuff. Extra deck doesn't really matter. You don't use it too much except for the Fortress Dragon post board, I guess, potentially. So that's the build. Let's go ahead and let's look at some replays. So first match, we are up against Lightsworn. Lightsworn, a deck that's been making a bit of a resurgence in Edison format lately, getting a lot of top spots here. So the opponent, I believe, is playing Pure Lightsworn, which I think is a solid option. I think Christia definitely seems to be better, but I don't think Pure is substantially worse. They're pretty close, actually, in my opinion. But so we just go for Rocket first. I think Rocket first in this situation is generally better. The only reason you wouldn't is if you want to just like if you had Dragon Queen in your hand and you want your Pegasus to die so that you can go Rocket, activate this, drop Dragon Queen next turn. But usually Rocket first is better. It's like 19 and nothing gets over it. Well, I say that, but Wolf. Wolf, Lamasso. The opponent just goes set Raikou. They don't use the Solar Recharge at all here, which is a little odd. Here we just go Pegasus, get Pegasus, then we activate the 3 continuous spells, drop that Dragon Queen, pray no Honest, because if there's no Honest, we are absolutely fire here, and there isn't, so we get to go just like +2 for no reason. They take out the Dragon Queen here. They probably should have taken out the Burden of the Mighty, but because Dragon Queen just comes back. You're going to find out, yeah, I mean, Dragon Queen just comes back. Fortunately, they don't mill Wolf here, so no Celestia happening. They just go summon Lila. Now they take out the Burden of the Mighty, and they mill a Plague Spreader Zombie. We bring back our guy again. We draw into Shell, which is sweet, and they have to guard now, or we're going to resolve Dragon Queen again. I think we just decided to hold on to this. Compulse. Yeah, they go just tribute summon Celestia, and then they attack over Pegasus. which is fine. We activate another Burden of the Mighty, add another Accelerator. We're positive so much here. It's just a matter of getting there, because this deck's very like slow and control-oriented, but now, of course, the game is pretty much unlosable from this situation. We drop Dragon Queen, we set Compulsory, and the opponent's going to scoop it up because they draw into a Wolf. The Lightsworn experience. All right, game 2. I made some weird misplays with Summoner Monk in this match. I think, like, I don't even know if I should have gone for this here, honestly. Well, yeah, no, I think we should have just waited a turn and just, like, summoned Topaz Tiger. But then we definitely shouldn't have done this because we don't have the cards to, like, warrant the maintenance costs. Well, we kind of do, I guess. We can trade the Guardian, then we could pitch, but now our guy just died. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was the wrong play. I feel like in Game 3 we have a similar opening where I feel like we just made the wrong play. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, Game 3 I definitely made the wrong play. It's weird. So, yeah, they, like, left Trooper and Sidra on their field, so we just get to Fortress them, I guess. For free. Very funny. They go for Lila here. I decided to Judgment the Lila because if they take out the Burden of the Mighty, we're kind of cooked. So, I mean, we just need to draw another continuous spell or a monster we could summon, but we don't. We draw Starlight Road and DD Crow. So now, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I Crow this. They can add whatever they want, and we're just dead. So not gonna be winning that one. And then I mentioned we had a similar situation here where I don't know what the right play here was. I think the play was probably just pitch Accelerator, get a Rocket, add back Accelerator, then, like, next turn, maybe yeah. But then it's like, if Monk dies... But we could activate Burden of the Mighty, and then they're probably not killing Monk. But they could Aaron back our Monk. But it's just, like, it has to be better than just letting Guardian die. That was just so stupid. This honestly felt stupid. I guess the logic is if this just lasts till next turn, we can go crazy. So maybe... Yeah, I don't know. Because we have Burden of the Mighty, so they can't really kill anything. And I think it actually does last till next turn, so maybe this does sort of pay off because we get another Iron Core, and then we reveal, and then we special a Koa'ki Meiru, and then we pitch the Iron Core, add the continuous spell, and now we have both the continuous spell and the Beast Warrior, and we add a Volcanic Shell. So, I mean, we're feeling really good here. But it seemed super greedy and, like, weird on that first turn. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm playing this deck right. So they call the Haunted, but once again, Burden of the Mighty is just going to let us get over that. Burden of the Mighty is so good. It just makes, like, all your guys beat over literally everything. And now we draw Dragon Queen of Tragic Endings, and it's just like, can I win this turn? I don't think so. If I drop Dragon Queen, it does feel a little greedy, because we're probably not going to resolve it. Maybe I should have just used the Monk, but then it's like, we're definitely not going for game this turn if I use the Monk. I probably should have just used the Monk, actually, because, like, we're not winning if this is anything besides Plague. And it's a Necro Gardener, so they stop that attack. Okay. And then here, we get them super low. So at least they can't crash a Lightsworn and then JD us in main 2. Which I guess is good. Maybe it was worth it to just go in and get them low enough that they couldn't do that. Maybe I actually made the right play in hindsight. So they just scoop, which, I mean, they didn't necessarily need to scoop because JD walls our field, at least, I think. Is it, like, not possible? They can summon this. It goes to 12. And they can crash for 7, and then just drop double JD. And then we have to spend our Volcanic Shell or something. Yeah. I don't know. They could have maybe, like, stalled this one out. But then they're just, like, milling themselves to death. They can't pop the field. So it's a bad situation. All right. Second match, we're up against spaceships. Actually, kind of clean spaceship build, it felt like, from this opponent here. I definitely recognize this Hex person. I think I played him before in just, like, random unrated games. They're definitely a real one and not a DB rando. So here they just go for Blue Thunder T45. This game was awkward because we just, like, didn't draw any defense. That's why sometimes, like, it feels like we don't have enough room for all the stuff we want to play in here. Guardian plays really well into Honest, so that's what we decided to do. Could also have gone, like, Koa'ki Meiru Ice, maybe, but I wasn't feeling that. I just felt like, all right, let's get rid of this thing. This creature swap, though, does blow us out into the Cyber Valley. Very good play. The opponent actually screws up, though, and they leave the Koa'ki Meiru guy here, so he just dies. We go Pegasus, and then I think I low-key just forgot that I had Topaz in my deck here, because why did I get Pegasus off this Pegasus. That doesn't make any sense. All right. So we use the core transport unit just to thin our deck so we can hopefully draw a real card here. We attack. It's this thing that's walling us, whatever. And then I summon another Pegasus. See, unironically, I wouldn't have gotten the Topaz here because I don't want to fill my zones, but, like, why didn't I just get the Topaz to begin with? Alright, anyway, they Torrential me here, which I think the Jade Knights are, like, unaffected or something, but it doesn't matter because they're, like, 600 attack points under the Bird of the Mighty. We draw into Trag, which is bad, but, I mean, if we draw anything at any point here, we're chilling. We need, like, Dragon Queen or just a monster. Yeah, just, like... I made a mistake, though. I shouldn't have normal summoned this. I should have set it. Yeah, I definitely should have set it. I don't know if it ends up mattering, but I shouldn't have hit over their guy, like, is the thing, because I just gave him a search for no reason when I didn't have to do that. And, yeah, now they can, like... Actually, I think we did lose because we summoned it instead of setting it. Yeah, that was silly. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. We needed to wait for, like, Dragon Queen or an Urnite or something to have an actual play there. So we kind of... Yeah, my play is a bit questionable still with this build, I gotta say. But, yeah, game 1, we're going to go down. Game 2, we go for the core thing, and he Typhoons it, but it's fine because we just pitched the +1 that we got off the rocket anyway. And now we just swing over his dude, which is just going to work out. He searches a Blue Thunder T45. I think I made a bit of a mistake in this match, too. I shouldn't have kept in the bottomlesses, because, like, it hardly hits anything to begin with in his deck. And then it hits even less if Burn of the Mighty is on the field. It doesn't even hit the Blue Thunder. So, yeah, I think it was kind of a mistake keeping this in. Here he goes for limiter removal, which, like, we're kind of just whatever, you know. He could have used Econ for that, actually, right? This thing's only down to 13. Yeah, he could have used Econ for that. And it kind of would have accomplished a similar thing. I guess he just wanted to do some damage. I don't know. We draw into Dragon Queen, which is... It would have been nice, but they have bottomless, so okay. Whatever. If we draw another one, maybe we're good, but we don't. We draw Torrential. It's just a matter of, like... I don't really feel like committing these Koa'ki Meirus to the field. Now I go for it, because we have Lethal, but he has Torrential Tribute, which does kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. We go for Torrential here. He Solemns. Which, yeah, I mean, it's going to take forever for this thing to kill us, and we drop the next Dragon Queen. Okay, but we're not going to get to resolve the effect, but we're de facto getting pluses here because he uses the Econ like that. And he tributes for Caius, too, to out it, and we just bottomless the Caius. So we finally got to use that bottomless. And now we're going to summon out the Koa'ki Meiru Crusader and attack for lethal. So, I mean, Dragon Queen doing her job there, even if she didn't really go off. Game 3, once again, we opened no defense. I don't know. I had, like, builds where I played, like, one more defense card, like a Book of Moon. I think maybe I could go back to doing that. I feel like just a little bit more, and we would be seeing the defense a little more often when we need it. Then again, we have a lot of proactive cards anyway. We have a Dragon Queen we can drop. We have a Tragodia. We have a Sidra, which is, like, basically a board wipe in this matchup. So I think... Can't this thing, like, keep attacking in Edison? I was super terrified he was just going to attack again and limit her for game or something, but... he doesn't attack with it. Maybe... I feel like the second in a row thing is, like, a later on situation with Lord British, though. I feel like he should have hit for 31, and then I would have dropped Trag, and then we'd have been lower, I guess. But instead he just hits for 12. So I guess we took 19 less than we maybe should have if it does work that way. I think about leading with Storm, but I decided it's worth it to try and drop Dragon Queen first. So, yeah, he's going to stop that, so no point in not just storming now, and then we can use the Tragodia Steel effect. Then we can bring out the Grand Mole, put that back to the hands. Attack. Maybe I should have left the Grand Mole on the field. It definitely would make it less likely that we die to some random thing. But, I don't know, it's not very likely. Now we draw into Mirror Force, and we feel quite safe, but he does have the removal for it. Yeah, I didn't want to play into Mirror Torrential here since they're both out. So we just put the opponent down to 100, and it feels like we're probably not losing. They go Mindcon, drop this thing, but we still have Sidra, so we draw into Burden. That's not going to help us really go for it, but I figure we might as well with the Sidra. Just try to attack for game here, and the face down is just an MST, so yeah. Going to work out pretty well, and we end up taking it. So that's the Koa'ki Meiru Dragon Queen deck. Definitely one of the janker things I've ever built, but it's a ton of fun. I think the deck is definitely not in its finalized stage. I definitely need to work more on it. I definitely need to practice more because I made some pretty silly misplays in these games. But yeah, It's just about going to wrap up this video. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.